the airbag on her side couldn't open in a designated time. So can you tell me the functioning, how the airbag functions?
So can I guess?
Yeah. You don't know?
No.
You not studied that?
No, sir.
Okay, so tell.
So according to me, I think when there is an impact, there will be a mechanism in the car to unlock the airbag doors. So I think that the one which on the side she was sitting, that must have some deficiency, or it must have.
So which gas might be there in the airbag? Which chemical would be there? You have any idea about that?
No, sir.
Okay, so tell me something about functioning of what we call as a catalytic converter, how it works.
So catalytic converter basically has catalyst. So the role of the catalyst are to remove the or oxidize or reduce the pollutants. For example, there is a catalyst palladium. Its role is to reduce the carbon monoxide pollutant. Similarly, there is rhodium. Its role is to reduce nitrogen oxide pollution.
Okay, so suppose I want to do PUC of my vehicle, and I had two vehicles. One is a diesel vehicle, another is a petrol vehicle. Now, when I am doing that PUC of petrol vehicle, the officer asked me to keep the vehicle in an idle condition. And when I am doing that up for the diesel, he asked me to raise the accelerator. Why so?
So the mechanism of both the engines are different. So in petrol engine, when it's idling, the pollutant in the exhaust level is more. Whereas in diesel engine, the pollutant during the accelerating is more.
Okay. So you might have heard about Mashelkar Committee, Raghunath Mashelkar Committee. It is appointed for the emission norms in our country. And our emission norms are based on what? Euro norms. Now we are going towards BS6. There are Euro norms 10. So in any country, anywhere in the world, so what is the highest level of the norms which have been complied in certain vehicles?
So as far as I know, it was Euro 6 only.
Not beyond that.
As I can recall now.
But in France, they are having vehicles which are as per Euro 8. So what might be the difference between Euro 6 and Euro 8? Any idea?
No, sir.
So your basic district is what?
Mumbai.
Mumbai. Okay. So what are the problems your city is facing at present?
So there are multiple problems. So the major problem would be the current traffic issue. Then the other would be the pollution. Third would be overcrowding. There is too much of population intake. And then would be similar to overpopulation, the rising prices.
Okay, so give me one better solution to tackle all these problems together. One solution which can solve all these problems.
So the major solution can be the vertical urbanization. So instead of horizontally expanding the city, we should focus on one area to expand it vertically.
But see, the initial, there was one committee called the Afzalpurkar Committee, Dinesh Afzalpurkar Committee. He has recommended that particular committee's report is based on one tagline in Marathi. मुंबई उभी असण्यापेक्षा आडवी असली तर खूप चांगलं असेल. So not the vertical but the horizontal. And you are telling me the ulta.
So I think the present times are way beyond someone must have planned. So the population has increased too much.
So you heard about McKinsey committee report? It also, McKinsey committee report is for the development of Mumbai. And it also tells the same thing. Don't go for the vertical growth, go for the horizontal.
So since Mumbai is an island city, there is a limit for horizontal growth. And being the financial capital, it attracts migrants from all over India and internationally also. So I think there is a limit to horizontal expansion.
So you mean that we should go for the vertical only?
So as the time prevails, it's the suitable option.
Okay, sir. You go. No, you start then.
Okay. Tejas, you have done mechanical engineering.
Yes, sir.
Did you ask something on that?
Yeah, I'd ask.
You
On the
asked on this?
mechanical engineering.
You earlier
Yeah,
question
yeah,
was on that.
on
You
that
should
only.
have-
Yeah.
In 2017, you completed it,
Yes.
and since last 2 years, you are only studying or doing something else also?
No, I'm only studying.
You are only studying. And then why do you want to leave mechanical engineering and join civil service?
Sir, my purpose to join civil services was way before joining mechanical engineering. I wanted to join civil services because of its various opportunities and challenges. So the way it involves myself in the ground level, grassroots levels, and the scope of innovation with the backing of government. So I think I can give my best to this, and it provides me an unlimited opportunity to serve the people as well as my own personal development.
Okay, but notice that there is always this argument that your professional knowledge is being wasted, it will never be used again, and you could have become a better innovator in engineering world than in civil services. Do you agree with that?
Sir, according to me, no knowledge is a waste knowledge. Any knowledge we can apply and use anywhere in any time of time, any point of time. So mechanical engineering as such, it has it's not going to be the specifics that it has taught. It has also given me the analytical approach to solve a problem. So the problem solving techniques can be used in other professional life as well.
So this is your first attempt?
So it was my third attempt.
But I mean, earlier, what were the levels you reached up to?
So in the last attempt, I reached up to mains. In the previous attempt, I couldn't clear prelims.
Okay. And what is your optional subject?
Mechanical engineering.
You are given watching non-fictional movies.
Watching.
Non-fictional movie as your hobby. So you don't watch fictional movies at all.
I watch.
You watch. But then which non-fictional movie you like the most till now?
So Hindi or English?
Language is no barrier.
Okay.
Whatever you like the most.
So I like Drishyam the most.
Drishyam.
Yes, sir.
How do you call it non-fictional? How it is different from fictional?
So fictional is something that is not reality. We have to someone has imagined something, and on that basis it's a film. So whereas Drishyam, all the things that it may be a story, but the things that they have been shown, it's all reality.
Okay. In your opinion, why India is not performing well at Olympics?
Sir, according to me, the players that are selected, they are very much suited, and they must be also encouraged to pursue. And as we have seen, PV Sindhu, Sakshi Malik, they have been to Olympics and made India proud. So the second aspect would be to increase the awareness about Olympics among the students. So I think that the majority of the sports in Olympics available, they are not exactly well executed in India as such, because students till now may not know about fencing as a sport in Olympics. So the competition itself gets limited, and we are not able to produce, I believe, the best of the talent in India.
Why should you waste human resources on sports and all this? How are they useful for the development of country? Should we focus anyway on winning at Olympics?
So yes, sir. So sports is a major form of diplomacy, sports diplomacy, and sir, it involves a sportsman spirit within a country. Sir, today I believe that African Prime Minister, South African President, I forgot his name, he had told that sports is the only thing that can change the world. So I believe that yes, we should pursue for more sports enthusiastic students.
But again, the sports can, enhance enmity also. What happened in that final between India and Bangladesh team in under 19?
So I don't think that few exceptions can be allowed to make a general stand on this.
But it does, increase conflict.
No, sir. Some sports are like football, sir. So violence is a part of the sport. So you cannot say that it's beyond the sport.
Okay, so then you support violence.
No. Sir, in the sport, all the sportsman spirit that is required is okay.
Okay.
You're from Mumbai.
Yes, sir.
So recently a new train was launched, which was known as Tejas Express.
Yes, sir.
What are the special features of that train?
So it's a first of all it's a fully air conditioned rail train. Then it's a semi high speed train, so its average speed is more than the normal trains. It's approximately 150 km per hour. So other features are including there are some recreational purpose TVs, my headphones, something like that.
One basic feature, very important feature.
So, I don't know.
It is what is IRCTC?
So it's a railway owned subsidiary.
So it is the first private train.
Private,
It's a
yeah.
step towards private train. So
Okay.
till now, railway administration was running the trains. So IRCTC is running.
Yeah.
It is the first step towards giving the trains to private companies.
Mhm.
What is the one problem you think which India is facing? The most important problem which India is facing today?
So it might be the depreciating economic growth.
So you said depreciating. How are the teachings of Swami Vivekanand relevant today?
So Swami Vivekanand preached.
Yes.
Swami Vivekanand preached about peace and harmony among among Indians and to increase the brotherhood. So today we can use it to enhance unity and unity and diversity among the Indians as well.
In which year did he give the famous speech at Parliament of Religions?
Sir, 1893.
There was recently in Mumbai there was a huge uproar over the RA issue.
Yes.
What was that issue all about?
So the government was proposing to develop a metro shed development, a metro shed car over there. So the residents and other people, they were protesting against